They call this one Elite, or else it should be a limited version. Straight out of the box, the Be Quiet Dark Rock Elite is far from elite. You do not get an RGB controller, so if your motherboard doesn't support RGB, ARGB, whatever you want to call it, you won't be able to get this effect. But I complained about the no RGB controller, so if your motherboard doesn't support RGB, I suggest sending a message or getting in contact with Be Quiet, as I did, and they sent out, free of charge, a controller off. Yeah, the Silent Loop 2 comes with a controller. It doesn't say Elite on the Silent Loop, but they give you a controller for it. When it's Elite, they don't give you a controller. Overall, if you want a cooler with no hassles whatsoever, the Dark Rock Pro 4, at least you get a better tool. No RGB, so there's nothing to worry about. And little tricks for the Dark Rock Pro 4, because if you don't know the tricks, it's a pain in the butt to install. Installing the fans, and you're thinking, which way is the airflow? The airflow is in the greatest resistance. That way. Have the back, or backwards. The standard fan blows air backwards. Yeah, pretty much. But you just keep in mind the greatest resistance, that's where the air flows out of. Hardware's still cheap for Intel, AMD, bugger all coolant. Why don't they put in liquid metal? Has a dress or a skirt with magnets on the back. Leave that off. You can switch between quiet and performance. It's good that they made it come out the top, because the Pro 4 I had to take the top off sometimes. The fan wouldn't go in the side, has to go to the top, so that's good. Having a 135mm fan, so when your fan breaks you have to go to Be Quiet to get a new one. If you try to replace the fan, the only one that will fit will be a 120. It will be forcing you to run the mini daisy chain, because they don't want you to run them separately. Maybe it's for the best. With a front fan, you can also change the front fan, but also again you have to have a 120. But I have to say, the instruction manual is actually easy to follow. Yeah, the alleged Elite hardware, mounting hardware, the same cheap hardware for Intel, same cheapy crap for AMD. When I install Be Quiet products, I never use these standoffs. I just think they're too dangerous for the motherboard. It might not be true, but I don't trust them. And they give me the standoffs from Noctua. So Elite, what a joke, alright? When you put Elite, why don't you actually have standoffs that are sits on the board, has more coverage over the board. So if you tighten too much, you're not going to smash the board, are you? Look how small that is. Rubbish.